Roldan.
This is a perfect place to remember. So like I said, it was the last time that she saw David was in the gallery for the show on the first Friday. Whenever I've been to a gallery here in Mobile, at any opening, I would always look around and wait for Dave to arrive. I cannot remember ever starting a new series of work without asking him what he thought. I, and most of the art organizations in this area, relied on him for insight, interpretation, and understanding. But it was his energy we all felt that Dave gave us, which came from the excitement he always had when working on artwork, preparing an exhibition, teaching, or attending a meeting. I remember when we were clearing out trash and debris from abandoned buildings that had not been used for years to set up an exhibition for First Night Mobile. The place had no lights, the walls were half gone, no heat, plants growing out of walls. And Dave would say, "This would look great." He would work his magic, string extension cords, add an assortment of lighting, and the place would look great. He was an advocate, a champion for the arts and the artists of the area, always looking for ways to showcase more and more art of this area. He went about promoting and changing the public's idea of art in his quiet and gentle manner. He was a friend to the visual arts, to the artists, to the students he taught, and to just about everybody he met. Let's face it, artists are not the easiest people to deal with. Dave always took the pressure in stride and never said a harsh word about anyone. He enjoyed working with everybody. No one could get angry with him because he genuinely would listen and understand what everyone had to say, except for politics, of course. He was a teacher who taught me personally how a work of art had to be part of your life. He taught me a new word, input. It's input, he would explain. And out of habit, I would nod. But that, he meant that he saw a relationship in how he viewed and lived in the world and his being an artist. Everything became input. Traveling, movies, reading, eating, a party, or listening to music. Back in the days, way back yonder, when we were nearly broke and gas was cheap, on weekends, Dave would drive about looking at photography. He would show off the photos as trophies of these adventures. He would find some of the weirdest places and, of course, some of the most unusual people to talk to. There was a house whose front porch was held up by tree trunks, a fence covered by a guy's collection of milk jugs, a garden of planted wine bottles, people with an odd assortment dressed, and on and on. I can see in my mind, driving about Baldwin County, a sudden stop, they would be out of the car walking down the road. Look at that light on that field. Slowly, I could see only a part of what he saw. Or 6 people crowded into a small car off to Birmingham to see it snow, or wandering around the galleries in New Orleans. Dance. Dave could do the moves. Once, a long, long time ago, there was a dance contest at some place. It was one of those old slam dances, bump dances, whatever you call them. Dave entered. It was down to the final 4 couples on the stage. Suddenly, Dave's partner gave a powerful bump that landed in the wrong place. He kind of did a small penguin-like steps. They went right off the stage. The crowd went wild. And if I recall correctly, they won the trophy. He would tell me how much he enjoyed philosophy. He would tell me how much he enjoyed philosophy in college, his admiration for Socrates, and somehow he would always mix into his conversation his wit and his humor. His humor was dry, a mixture of irony, sarcasm, comments on absurdities of life. In the end, it somehow put the world into perspective. I love laughing with Dave. Then, there would be the times when the world was quiet and peaceful, and we'd be just sitting around. And Dave would say, "Jerome," he always called me Jerome. And I would always take the bait. "Yeah, I know what you secretly want." "What?" "To be the best artist in Mobile." I would look up, he would grin, chuckle, and then say, "But I'm better. Let's go eat." I last saw Dave in the hospital. We talked of Robin's visit to the hospital, his mom, how proud he was of his grandchildren. His face was light up when he looked at Angie and the baby, sneaking looks out the side. When she left to take care of the baby, he said, isn't that a great looking baby?" Not only was Dave a man of deep commitment to his family and his art, he was my friend, and I will miss him.